Hi, it's super hot, the laptop is out, and you know what that means. We are doing a 100% real silk pajama tour today. I'm very excited, but this video is gonna be a little unhinged, and that's just what God intended for me. One of the best parts of this video is when you get to see me compare vintage silk to actual contemporary silk, and they are respectively Victoria's Secret Deadstock and Intimissimi, and you can decide for yourself which one is better. Okay, let's dive in. In case you forgot who I am, I'm Zarina, and I love pajamas, and also I'm 5'3", I have a super short torso, and my measurements are in the description. I didn't include flat lay measurements for anything in this video, but if you want them, drop a comment and I will get them to you, because shopping vintage is a trial that God sends his bravest soldiers, and I know you're one of them. Kicking off with some contemporary, this is the Intimissimi silk nightgown that I own. I don't remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen. This was purchased for about $45. I bought it in person at one of their stores during their big annual sale, so it was very affordable compared to what it would have been. Though I will say that even in the range of silk nightgowns, Intimissimi is not crazy expensive. This was maybe $99 when I was in the store, but the same thing now is $109 or something. What can I say? Is it a little see-through? For sure. Do I care? Not really. I wear this pretty much at home. If I need to run down and get the mail, I'll just throw on a robe, and we'll talk about that very shortly. It's a size small, so I feel like I have a good amount of room in it. The thing about silk is that you don't want it to be constricting because it already isn't very breathable. It will not breathe with you. You kind of want it to give some space, and you also want to be able to get air in there, and I feel like this is a good balance of form-fitted but not quite. Otherwise, one complaint I have is that the straps are a little bit too wide on me, because they will slip off pretty frequently, and I hate that. Overall though, I have pretty positive associations with this nightgown. It was the first silk nightgown I ever bought, and I did discover that I enjoy silk as a material, and then we went from there. Was this nightgown worth it at $45? Absolutely. $45 silk nightgown is absolutely crazy. If I had had to spend $109 plus tax and potentially shipping, I don't know that this would have been worth it, to be honest. Okay, I just have to confess really quickly, I did not steam everything before filming, and that's just the nature of a wardrobe tour. So this is my burgundy vintage Victoria's Secret Deadstock silk nightgown. That's not an official name. I don't know what this was sold at when it first came out, but I am obsessed with it. I'm literally obsessed with it. So this was $75.26 on Poshmark, and as you know on this channel, we always include shipping, taxes, any discounts I had, etc. So that was the complete cost. That was not the list price. God, it's really wrinkly. So this is the front, and then the back, a very low V. If I had properly steamed it, you'd be able to see that it has a beautiful curved hem here. Unfortunately, I didn't steam her. I love this nightgown, and it is amazing. It is just honestly in the best condition. It's extremely well made. I love that it has these panels that go up and down. It's bias cut, which all silk nightgowns should be. If you buy a silk nightgown and it's not bias cut, they just mutilated the fabric, is what that means. This is listed as a size medium, and I think that's a good fit for me. I would not have fit into a small, I'm pretty sure, because this just feels absolutely perfect. I also am super surprised by how well the fabric has held up over the years. So the vintage gold label, and I'll insert some pictures of what the gold labels look like. I had a little bit of an issue with this nightgown when I first got it. So there are rings that connect the straps to the actual body of the garment. Because I fell asleep on one, it actually snapped in the middle of the night. So that's interesting because it shows you, so the plastic ring had less life left in it than the rest of the garment, which is crazy to think about. Actually the fabric is so good. It feels like a much thicker fabric than the Intimissimi, and it's also utterly opaque, as you can see. Obviously being a darker color helps too, but yeah, it's just a perfect sweet little nightgown. I don't usually fall asleep in this just because I'm nervous about the rings on the other side. I do love sitting in it. I do love watching Charmed in it. I think that it just looks so good. I just love this thing, and it's surprisingly secure, despite all the, Was she worth it at $75.26? Absolutely. I would do it again. I'd do it again twice. Oh, I hope you don't mind. I was just gonna go grab the mail, but I don't really want to be seen just in my nightgown, so let me just throw on a quick robe. Okay. So, how are you doing? So this is yet another entry under the list of vintage Victoria's Secret. This is a teal robe. I bought this in February 2025 on Poshmark, and the size is PS, which I think stands for petite small. I paid $50.65 for this, and I think that was fair. So this was my first silk robe, and I love her. I will say I bought it when I was at a slightly larger size, so it doesn't necessarily fit the best anymore, and I've been looking to add another robe to my collection for that reason, just so I can have like something that also fits a bit better. But because I still love wearing this, I like to just leave it kind of loose and like lean into the fact that it's a little bit big for me. I also didn't really know how to take care of silk when I bought this, so I did machine wash it a handful of times. I never tumble dried it, God forbid, but I didn't use my special like soak silk wash that I usually use for all of these things for a while, like probably like 6 or 8 months. I like didn't take care of it properly. The damage isn't necessarily that bad after machine washing it, to be honest. Like the worst thing was that the color was bleeding and I didn't know. So some of my other clothes like were a little bit blue and I was like, how did this happen? Actually, that's not true. It did take a lot of damage when I machine washed it. It kind of lost a lot of softness and shine, but using Soak, that special silk wash that I use, it kind of just replenishes it, and I don't know how or why it works, but I will be making a full video on it, so stay tuned. I do find this still incredibly chic. I'm always saying this. Things that are old are going to age, they're going to take damage. Not everything takes damage and continues to look chic as hell on like day 500. I really like wearing it, but it's like I say, silk is not super breathable. I feel like this is more comfortable to wear like over underwear than like over another silk nightgown. And the point of wearing silk on a summer evening is to be cool, comfortable. You want to feel like you're in a chateau. The whole point of this channel is to help you feel like you're in a chateau. So this is giving chateau, but I typically just wear it over underwear. Was it worth the $50-ish that I paid? Hands down. I love this robe, huge fan. I would absolutely purchase again if I had to. Highly recommend going on Poshmark and looking for a vintage dead stock Victoria's Secret robe. Oh, I didn't see you there. Here's my gold vintage Victoria's Secret dead stock floral nightgown. It's amazing. I love this one so much. It's probably my favorite in my collection. I paid $47.70 for this on Poshmark. Again, insane deal, sick deal. I have no idea how that happened. I'm incredibly lucky. I feel like this immediately just hit for me as something that I could not live without. And when I first tried it on, the straps were a little bit long, so I did have them tailored down, and now they're perfect. So I wear this more than literally everything else in this collection. It just has everything going for it. It has like the perfect length, the perfect color, the perfect print, and we're gonna talk about what these Victoria's Secret nightgowns have in common, and it's that if you've watched my cotton pajama videos, you know, back when they made these, they understood that silk is particularly difficult to weigh down. Silk is something that will float all over the place if you don't have some kind of structure in your garment to like actually have it sit a certain way, and this garment has all of the panels inside that we're going to talk about. I feel like I just have to show you. Let's just take a look. I've put my silk nightgowns on the floor for you guys. This is the Intimissimi that we looked at earlier, and if you flip it inside out, as you can see, the inside of the Intimissimi is just lace and fabric. Okay, great. It's a garment, you know, congratulations. Here, we know that like this is gonna like gape a lot, and it's gonna be really annoying as like a neckline unless there's some way it's gonna be held in place, right? So if you flip it, you can see that it has this incredibly wide panel that actually goes all the way around. And it's even in the back. I don't think that Victoria's Secret has ever been like luxury. I don't think this was considered luxe back in the day, but somehow it's just doing so much more than like this completely flat seam that just has like the lace here. It just works. And that's why these are so comfortable to wear. That's why I really prefer the vintage Victoria's Secret to any of the new stuff, because it is incredibly thoughtfully made. Yeah, they're just not really doing it like this anymore. Victoria's Secret isn't even doing it like this anymore. So this is like a shorts and top set, but they're not the same set. The shorts are Intimissimi and they're a size medium, and the top is vintage Victoria's Secret. Now the reason why I have a split set like this, my tag is sticking out. The reason why it's a split set is because I bought the shorts and then I bought like a cowl neck top from Intimissimi that I ordered in the store during the sale, and it never arrived. So I had to fill in the blanks, and that's where I ended up with this. I bought the shorts full priced because the top was on sale, and obviously the top never arrived, so that was disappointing. But yeah, I paid about $62 for the shorts. I believe they're now listed as $65 online. So I will say, like, these shorts get a lot of wear for me. I do like wearing them. They're super lightweight. They have like kind of this subtle like V waistline, which I really like. It could be a little more dramatic even, but I do like how it fits. I like the length, and they're honestly really comfortable all around. But I don't think they were worth it because I know there are better options out there than contemporary Intimissimi. This wasn't really something I would have bought unless I was getting the top on sale. As far as the top, this is vintage Victoria's Secret dead stock. Again, gold label. It was $45.95 on Poshmark. And honestly, I feel like you can even see it like here, just like in the way that the light hits like here and versus like on the shorts. It just feels like the shorts are a little less lustrous. Like they, even in real life, you can tell that the shorts are a little bit more of like a thin matte finish, and the top is like much shinier. They are both 100% silk, but clearly one of them is higher quality silk or a thicker material in general. The other thing that I've noticed is that the shorts have like kind of a scratchier inside. Like it's not scratchy, it's still silk and it feels like silk, but it doesn't feel like the silk of the top. It feels like it just has more texture to it. It's not as smooth. Was the top worth it? Like absolutely. I think $45-ish for the top was so worth it, especially because I just find that this top like fits super well, and again, like the other Victoria's Secret stuff in my collection, it's secure. Like it has all of those same like inside panels, and we'll go over that. I really love it. I like the set in general. I typically don't wear a lot of black, especially not for pajamas, but I think this really hits a certain mood for me. I like wearing this set when I'm feeling a little bit like not in the mood to deal with a nightgown, especially if I'm having kind of like a body image day where it's like I just don't want to wear a dress right now. I really love wearing it. Let's go over the differences between the Intimissimi shorts and the vintage Victoria's Secret. Okay, so here is the set. And you can see that like the top, which is the vintage, has a little bit of a darker black. As you can see, the top has all of these like panels, the same thing as the nightgown. This is a size small, by the way, I didn't even say that. Got like all of the panels are like amazing. And then let's just compare against the light. Here is the vintage Victoria's Secret. This is when I'm touching the fabric, and this is an inch away. So here we have the hem of the short. This is where you can really see the difference. It looks a little grainy even, like it just has that like texture where you can see that it's a thinner material. It's frankly a worse material. You can definitely tell just by texture. I wish I could communicate that, but yeah. And this is yet another vintage Victoria's Secret set. This is a size medium, top and bottom, and I bought these together. And you can find a fair number of these sets. I've seen some really beautiful colors out there, but yeah, I bought this pretty recently, and it was $56.55 on Depop for the set. First of all, the Intimissimi shorts being $65 is, again, seems a little crazy. This set is also, the top and the bottom are both that much higher quality fabric that we talked about. So amazingly, super worth it. This is so insanely comfortable. I could live in this. I could literally live in it. I will say the top is like a little bit big on me, but the bottoms like fit perfectly. We talked about the V of the Intimissimi shorts. These have a more dramatic V shape, which I actually really prefer because then it kind of like flares out a bit, and I love how that looks. I think this is one of my favorite silhouettes for pajamas. The top, it just is a little wide on me here, as you can see. So what I'm probably gonna do is have a tailor take it in just slightly, and I think that'll do the trick. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this color. Teal is one of my favorite colors to wear. It just really feels like I'm wearing silk. Like it just feels like you can tell, you know, there's definitely silk in the world where like you put it on and you're just like, I'm not sure what this is. And often that's just because it is lower quality fabric and it's a much thinner fabric, or the garment was made really poorly, like it wasn't cut on the bias or something. This just has none of those problems, and I think it was a steal. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be doing some more videos just on like silk maintenance and care. And if you want to see some of that, please subscribe. I absolutely love talking about pajamas. As you know, I am Zarina Pajama. So I will talk to you guys later, and happy lounging.